Oh my goodness, Larry, you've had such an amazing adventure. Why
Yes.
don't you tell me about your trip?
I think Japanese English is terrible.
Did you think the Japanese English is terrible? Okay. All right. What part of Japan did you go to?
I went to Tokyo Disney.
Yes. And did you guys play in Disney? Did
Yes.
you play your instruments in Disney?
Yes.
I have a cousin who played in an orchestra in high school and they went down to Walt Disney World and they played in Walt Disney World and it was when I lived in Orlando. So when they came down and they came down on buses, they didn't fly, they came down on buses and it's like an 18-hour bus trip. It's a long trip. So I went down to Disney to meet them and to hear my cousin play in Disney World because how often does that happen? So you had a similar experience, a once in a lifetime experience, and you can say, I played in Tokyo Disney. And people are like, what? You're like, yeah, when I was in high school, my school band, we went there. So, what was your favorite thing about performing? We're going to do a couple favorites. So, what was your favorite thing about performing in Tokyo Disney?
I think it's the drink when we rest.
Okay, okay. So that was your favorite thing. All right. And then what was your favorite thing about Tokyo Disney?
The castle.
The castle. I believe it's Snow White's castle, right? I think it's Snow
Right.
White's castle. Yeah, I think it's Snow White's castle, and because there's Snow White's, and then there's Sleeping Beauty castle um, in Disneyland, California. In Disney World, it's Cinderella's castle. So each Disney has a different castle, and it's pretty cool, pretty different. Did you see the fireworks show?
No.
Ah, okay, because those are usually very pretty fantastic. It's one thing I'm excited to see when I go to Disney World next month. Going to Disney World with my family. I can't remember if I told you or not. Did I tell you?
No.
Yeah, so from August 14th through the 25th, I am out of Trinidad and we will be going to Orlando. And then from the 17th through the 23rd, all Disney because they have four parks and then a water park. So we're going to all four parks in the water park. So it'll be fun. I used to work there and I haven't been there in forever because I haven't lived in Orlando since 2006. 2006. So that's a long time. And I think the last time I went there was maybe 2004, maybe 2003. So it's been around 20 years since I've been to Disney. So I'm excited to see how it's changed and how it's the same and so much fun. What was your favorite ride at Tokyo Disney?
I think roller coaster is my favorite.
Okay. I'm not sure what roller coasters they have there. Do you know the name of it? Or I can find it with a quick search. Roller coaster Tokyo. Tokyo Disney. All right, so they have a couple of them, looks like. Looks like there's Space Mountain.
Yes, Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. They have Space Mountain, I think, at every single, well, in Orlando, it's the Magic Kingdom, but every single Disney park in the world has Space Mountain. In Orlando, it's in the Magic Kingdom. Yeah. So you liked being in the dark and not knowing
Yeah,
what's going to happen next. That can be pretty fun. Did you get your picture?
no,
But was your picture funny?
yes, I think the picture is too expensive.
Yes, yes. Now, my mom has been saving for our Disney trip for the past 7 years. So she bought the photo package. So anytime we go on a ride with a photo, we automatically get the picture. So we don't have to worry about that, which is cool. So when I get back, Larry, I can show you some of the funny pictures because I'm sure we're going to have some. I'm sure we're going to have some. Those ride pictures and my daughter is 8. She'll be 9 in October, so I can't wait to see her expressions on some of the rides. I don't think she'll do Space Mountain. I think she'll think that's a little scary because for her age it is. But she'll do plenty of other rides, I'm sure. My husband might do. My husband's never been on a roller coaster, so he doesn't know if he likes them or not. But I'm hoping that he's interested in riding them. So that's one thing that he's like, oh, I think I'll try and ride that. Okay. My mom and I, we love them. We are roller coaster riders. Big drops, upside down, no problem. We love it. All right. So Space Mountain was your favorite. Fantastic. And did you go anywhere else besides Tokyo Disney when you were in Tokyo?
I went to a lot of department store.
Okay, you went shopping. That
Yeah.
it's not a bad place to go shopping. There's lots of stores, big busy
Yes.
city. Now, when you went to Japan before with your family, it wasn't to Tokyo, correct? It was to someplace else. Because I know you guys went skiing and you went snowboarding, and I don't think that happens close to Tokyo.
Yes.
So, was this your first time spending time in Tokyo?
Not the first time.
So, when you went with
I
your family, you saw Tokyo as well.
yes.
Okay, okay. Now, here's a question. Because this, did you, what did you like about traveling without your family?
I can sleep with my friends in the hotel.
Very good, very good. And then, what do you like about traveling with your family?
I don't spend a lot of money.
I knew that was going to be the answer. I knew it because I remember going places like trips with classmates and whatnot connected to the school and how it was with money. And when you're a kid, you're like, I don't have to worry about it when you're with mom and dad. But when it's you on you, you have to be like, oh, I have this money and I have to make it last. And I have to be responsible because only certain things are covered and there are other things that you have to handle. But is this your first time traveling with a class? Because I think I remember you having done something before. Have you traveled with a group
It's my
without your
first time.
Okay, then I'm remembering somebody else. So it's your first time. So were you anxious or worried at first? Were you nervous?
No.
No, you were just excited.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because you're old enough to not be so much. "Oh," you're old enough. If you were your brother's age, no. No, I don't want to go. No, I don't want to go. Can't you come with me? Yeah, no, you're old enough that, yeah, it's a fun, exciting experience. And it's to a whole other country. So that's an added, ooh, something different. Okay, so what was your favorite thing that you bought since you went shopping?
I bought the shoes.
You bought shoes. All right. What kind of shoes?
Nike shoes.
All right. Very good. Okay. And what was your favorite food that you ate? What was your favorite meal?
Curry.
Curry, the Japanese curry. I've heard good things about Japanese curry. Was it beef? Was it beef curry?
No. I also ate pork curry.
Pork curry. Okay. Okay. Very good. All right. So, did your friends have a good time too?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Okay. So, I want to start the ED lesson because you need to know when to say ed, when to say d, and when to say t. So let's get started on that. I've been having it sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting. And I have another student that I need to use it with now too. But we're in the middle of reading a story. So we need to finish the story and then I need to get her on this ED journey because she keeps saying ed, cover ed, look ed. And I'm like, no, you have the same problem as Larry. Let's fix it. I don't say Larry, I say another student. I have another student that has the same problem with these endings as you. Because I would never call out your name, but I would say I have another student. All right, so here we go. Pronouncing ED endings. What do all these verbs have in common, Larry? What what do all these verbs have in common? If you're not sure, you can say, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. All these verbs are regular verbs. So it means that to make the past simple, we just add an ed. So none of these verbs change their spelling completely. We'll put it that way. They don't, they like try, we do TRIED, but it still sounds the same. Instead of go becomes went. Completely different word. So, and then come, came. Similar, but still a different word. Whereas try still sounds like tried. So that's what all these are just, they're regular verbs. They don't change when they become past tense. So walk becomes walked. Want, wanted. Try, tried. Now each of these has a different ending sound. If you listen, walked, wanted, tried. Did you hear 3 different sounds?
Yes.
Yes. So walked has a T sound. Wanted, it's that ed. And then tried is the D. So there's a reason why we use the different sounds. And it has to do with sound. Because with want ends in a T sound. So we can't make it end in a T. We can't say want, I want, that's weird. But if we make it a D, I want, that sounds weird too. It's almost the same sound. It's the same. Your teeth are in the same position. It's just what you do with your tongue. It's how you move your tongue that makes it different. So it's too similar. So in order to know it's past, we aren't going to say, I want to, or I wanted. We can hear. So when it ends in a T or in a D sound, it has that ed sound. So we can hear it. So as we said, sometimes it sounds like id, sometimes it sounds like d, and sometimes t. So how do we know when to use the different sounds? 1 second, a towel just fell off the back of my chair and I don't want it on the ground. Okay, so all of these ed make the id sound. So let's have you read each of these.
Started, wanted, ended, pointed,
Edited,
edited, knitted.
yes. So I already told you what the rule is. I already told you what the rule is. Can you remember what I said? When do we use id?
T or D.
Yes. So when the verb ends in a T or a D, we need that id. Because otherwise we don't hear it. We don't, I start, sounds weird. Sounds like there's something wrong with me. So when we have the ed with this, so look at the last letter. So T or D, ed. and it acts as one extra syllable. So started, wanted. So we're adding an extra syllable. So now we're going to practice these sounds, but we want to put our hand on our throat. So let's go. You can feel it vibrating. Your fingers. E. D. So the D, it's just a quick. The other ones we're feeling, but if you put it here, for example, and we go, put your hand here, put your hand and go. You don't feel anything, do you? Because that's the difference between a voiced and an unvoiced. So there are some sounds that make our voice box go crazy. And that's called a voiced sound. The unvoiced, it all happens in our mouth. We don't use the voice box. So that's that one form of TH. Because there's the other form that you can feel. You can feel it. But so those are multiple difference that you can feel the voice box vibrating. So now let's try these other sounds. And then we already did S. We can't feel the voice box with K. We almost do, almost. K, K, K. But it's mainly our throat moving because our tongue is moving to push air. Because with we're not feeling anything, but we can feel our throat moving, but we don't feel the voice box vibrate. So now keep your hand on your voice box. And what sound do you think these will make? Yes. All these make the T sound. So let's say them, feeling our throat, and say
Talk.
each word.
Walked, helped, mashed, missed, placed.
So, what do you think the rule is? Do you think it's a voiced or an unvoiced sound?
On voice.
Yes. So when it's an unvoiced ending sound, it makes the T. T, t. Because if we went talked, walked, helped, that sounds weird, doesn't it? Matched, missed, placed. It sounds strange if we try to do the D. So when it's unvoiced, it sounds correct to have that T. So that is the rule. If the verb ends in a sound that doesn't vibrate your voice box, we just use the T ending and there's no extra syllable. So now you're learning the reason why. If it ends in the T or the D, we need the ed sound. If it doesn't make your voice box vibrate, it's T. So now let's move to the next one. These have the D rule. So now as you say each of these,
Used, studied, traveled, tried, played, listened, film.
that's right. So use, study. I'm going to the root. Use, study, travel, try, play, listen, film. I can feel that vibrating like crazy. So that's the rule for this. If the verb ends in a sound that vibrates your voice box, we use the D ending. And again, no extra syllables. We just add a D sound at the end. So now you know the rules. So can you put the verbs in the correct category? So we see start and edited. All right, so now happened. Happen. So
D.
what? Yes, happened. Very good. I have to make sure I don't say it because you have to figure it out. All right, so the word under happened.
ID.
What's the say the word love.
Love.
Mm, we're feeling a vibration. So which one is that?
D.
Yes, so loved, not loved, loved. Now the word like, what is like? That's what I can do. I can say the root, like, when it's past tense. What one?
D.
Like.
T.
Yeah, so liked. All right. Add.
ID.
That's right. Added. Very good. Stop.
T.
Yes, stopped. Very good. Park.
T.
That's right. Parked. Very good. We are out of time, but we will continue this next lesson, Larry. I think you're getting to understand it. See you. It's great. Glad you made it home safely. Bye bye.